Gweith Gwen Ystrat. The heavy, prolonged fighting is said to have taken place since dawn at the entrance to a ford. Sir Ifor Williams suggests that the personal name Gwen may lie behind the forms Llech Gwen and possibly Gwen Ystrad, but the site cannot be identified. Urien's champions are described as the men of Catraeth, a place often equated with Catterick, and the enemy forces as the men of Britain, who have come in large numbers to attack the land. Sir John Morris Jones and John T. Koch prefer to amend Pride into Pryden, land of the Picts. Ifor Williams offers some support for their identification as Picts, pointing out that the adversaries are envisaged as horsemen, to judge by the allusion to raw new calf on manes of the horses. This description would fit the Picts but rules out the Saxons, who fought on foot. However, the emendation is not universally accepted. In the commentary to his edition of the poem Why Gododden, Koch argues that the Gwen Ystrad poem offers a vital clue for an understanding of the 6th century Battle of Catraeth portrayed in Why Gododden, in which the Gododden are said to have suffered a catastrophic defeat. Koch breaks with the long-held view that the disaster at Catraeth was a battle against the Angles of Derir and Bernicia and points to the participation of warriors from Rigurd. He equates the two battles of the poems, suggesting that they both refer to a conflict between the dynasty of Urien i.e., the Coelinger descendants of Catraeth, and the Gododden, who in Gweith Gwen Ystrat, as in Why Gododden, are shown assisted by the Pictish troops but are not otherwise named. The Gwen Ystrad poem would then present a victor's view of the same event. However, Koch's interpretation of the poem has been challenged on a number of counts. He relies on an early date for Gweith Gwen Ystrat, classifying its language as what he calls archaic Neo-Brittonic, a form of Old Welsh spoken in the 6th century, which he regards as the language in which Why Gododden was originally composed. However, on re-editing the poem, Graham Isaac argues against Koch's methods and conclusions and suggests instead that Gweith Gwen Ystrat may have been composed in the 11th century, or later. Moreover, the Gododden are not mentioned in the poem and the presumed presence of Picts hinges on an unnecessary emendation for a word which makes sense on its own right. Responding to Koch's perception of the 6th century heroic age as a possible but distant milieu for the production of literature, Isaac says that a heroic age cannot produce literature, because a heroic age is itself produced through literature.